what's been on my mind. Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Natalia. It is a new reading vlog today. I'm super excited to be doing a new reading vlog. This reading vlog, the start of the show, is going to be It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I'm so excited to get into this book because it's been sitting on my TBR, like on my shelf, for like 5 months or something crazy. I keep seeing people being so emotional over this book, and I keep like reminding myself like I need to read that. There's just been so many good books that I've bought lately that I just haven't got to it, but I'm gonna dedicate a reading vlog to it because I need to know if this is worth the hype. Yeah, I did my makeup today and I was gonna do some fun eyelashes, but I cannot find my eyelash clip, but that's besides the point. Anyways, okay, sorry, I had to delete some stuff on my camera. Anyways, yeah, I've seen people be so emotional over this book and like literally cry their eyes out, so I'm hoping I cry. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a synopsis on this book really quickly. It says Lily hasn't always had it easy, but that's never stopped her from working hard for the life she wants. She's come a long way from a small town in Maine where she grew up and graduated college, moved to Boston, and started her own business. So when she feels a spark with a gorgeous neurosurgeon named Ryle Kincaid, everything in Lily's life suddenly seems almost too good to be true. Ryle is assertive, stubborn, maybe even a little arrogant. He's also sensitive, brilliant, and has a total soft spot for Lily, but Ryle's complete aversion to relationships is disturbing. As questions about her new relationship overwhelm her, so do thoughts of Atlas Corrigan, her first love, and a link to the past that she left behind. He was her kindred spirit, her protector. When Atlas suddenly reappears, everything Lily has built with Ryle is threatened. With this bold and deeply personal novel, Colleen Hoover delivers a heart-wrenching story that breaks exciting new ground for her as a writer. It Ends With Us is an unforgettable tale of love that comes at the ultimate price. So it sounds so insane. We're gonna get into it today. We're gonna get into it. I'll probably update you guys probably like one more time today, depending on how far I get in the book, and then we'll see if I cry. So I'm in my bathroom. I was in my bathroom putting on lotion, and I was like, while this is fresh on my mind, I might as well talk about it. So basically I'm 100 pages in, and so far none of the story has been like truly heart-wrenching. I feel like I need to clean my lens. None of the story has been like extremely heart-wrenching, but I'm obsessed with the story already. It's pretty good. Like, I'm 25% in because I'm 100 pages in, and it's about close to 400 pages. But basically she meets this guy named Ryle, who is the neurosurgeon, who basically, he's kind of, I wouldn't say he's a player, but he like doesn't want relationships or to be married or to have kids or anything like that, because he is more focused on his career as a neurosurgeon. And he meets Lily on a rooftop one night, and she's basically like blown him away because she's just like, they've met for the first time. They don't really know much about each other, except they start telling each other like their deepest, darkest like truths. And they get pretty like crazy, like just things that you wouldn't say out loud to another person, especially like if you're trying to impress them. So they both like really loved the aspect of like, they call it naked truths or whatever. And basically, I'm not gonna like give away the whole book, but I'm just trying to tell you guys like where my head is at and why I feel this way. But basically, he like doesn't ever see her again after that. Something happens, doesn't ever see her again. He tells her, he's like, I do want to have sex with you, and that's it. Like, I'm not a relationship type of guy. And she's like, well, I'm not a one night stand type of girl. And he's just like, man, that sucks. I think you're beautiful or whatever. And so after that, they don't see each other for like 6 months. She opens like a flower shop, and there's a really funny story behind that. And meets Ryle's sister, and Ryle, she doesn't know that Ryle is her brother. Her name's Alyssa, I believe. But like, she doesn't know that she's related to Ryle and that they've met before, and like a bunch of funny things happen. She runs into Ryle again because she like something happens to her. And basically I'm at a part where Ryle is like, I can't get you off my mind and I want to be with you and show you that I'm not just like trying to have a one-night stand with you. So that's where I'm at right now so far. Oh, and they told the backstory to the other guy, Atlas, who she met when she was a kid and he was homeless. So they've told a backstory about him so far, and I found myself like really falling in love with both of the characters. I don't know as much about Atlas. I don't know a lot about Atlas and Ryle, but I just really like the interactions that she has with them and like her thoughts about them. I find myself like liking both of them, so I can just see, I can predict that I'm going to be like, oh my god, I don't know which, because she like struggles to pick who she wants to be with, I'm guessing, and I can see me having that issue too, being like, oh my god, do I hate Ryle? Do I love Atlas? Do I hate Atlas? Do I love Ryle? I don't know. So far it's so good. Nothing truly like gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching. I'm kind of obsessed so far. I could say I'm kind of obsessed. So yeah, I'm trying to tell you guys like the story without telling you guys the story, so hopefully that got you a little bit interested to read this book because it is so good so far. So I'm excited to see where it goes. It's probably gonna be the last time I update for a while because I'm about to have a pretty busy weekend until Monday because it's Labor Day weekend. We have plans to meet up with Zach's family and I'm probably gonna get a teeny bit of reading done, but I wanted to get at least 100 pages in today, so I can usually do like 100 pages a day, so probably about 2 more days and I'll finish this bad boy. But like I said, I'm pretty much gonna be busy the whole weekend, so I don't see me like getting enough time to like read all day. But I will update you guys probably on Monday or Tuesday, we'll see, but obviously it'll be 5 seconds for you guys. But so far I'm giving this book a 4 for now. We'll see how it ends and what happens, and I love this. This is my first Colleen Hoover book too. I don't know if I said that, but this is my first Coho book. I know people call her like Coho on TikTok, but this is my first one. I really want to read Ugly Love by her, and there's like a couple others that are super popular that people are like crying over. Oh, Verity. It's Verity. It's like a spooky romance kind of, and I'm trying to read that next. But anyway, I'm gonna go clean, and yeah, see you guys later.
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city, let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand. Hey darling, I love it when it's me and you on the road with a couple of tunes in a car for 2. Hey darling, you know we're gonna have a really good time, driving in the middle of the night when the stars are bright.
Hopefully you guys can hear what I'm saying because the camera is propped up on a pillow and a blanket, and also I am in my son's room because I needed the quiet alone. But anyways, I made it to part 2 of this book. I guess there's 2 parts because I'm like 200 pages in and it's saying part 2, so I thought it would be a perfect time to stop and talk about it because I am already so heartbroken by this book, in a good way and a bad way.
I think where I left off telling you guys about it, I was talking about how there's kind of like two love interests, one from her past and one from her, like, her right now, her present. And I think I was leaning towards Ryle, which is the one from the present. He's like a neurosurgeon. They met on a rooftop randomly and like really connected with each other. They do these things called naked truths. And I was like really falling in love with that relationship. But something in this book happens to her and Ryle that completely rocked me to my core, you guys. Like, I was had like, okay, so there was like a little moment in Lily's office of her flower shop that she opened herself. She has like this couch in her office. There was like a little moment with the what's it called? Stethoscope. And I was like falling in love with Ryle and Lily's relationship. And then right after that, something happens between them two that literally rocked me to my core. She mentions it in the book about how it's a huge thing that used to happen to her when she was a kid, and Ryle did this thing to her. If you read the book, you know what that is. I don't want to spoil it completely, but like, he did this thing to her, and I hate him. I hate his guts now. I truly hate him, and I was so in love with him like 5 seconds before that, and I hate his guts now. Like, okay, so after he did the thing, Lily was saying how she understands why he did it. He's such a good person. He was in shock, like all of these things. And like, to me, there's just really no excuse for that personally, like, especially to her, because basically, I don't want to like but like, 'cause she's been so perfect throughout this whole book. Like, just like, first of all, the humanity, the realness of this book is like insane. The lessons that can be taught just in part one of this book are insane. Just how just about how the world needs to care more, needs more humanity. And Lily is like a perfect example of how we all should be in our day-to-day lives when it comes to helping others and things like that. So I was like, I like connected with Lily. I'm in love with her. I think she's an awesome person. And when this happened to her, I automatically hated Ryle, and I still hate him. And I don't know if that will change, but I hate his guts right now. And I'm more leaning towards Atlas, which is the love interest from her past, because he is still protective over her. They meet back up in her present, and as she's an adult, and they meet back up, and he's still defending her to this day. And it's so good. It's so good. But so far, like I said, I'm like leaning towards Ryle is not it. He's not it. And maybe that's just me, because I can't get over things I like that. Like, that would shake me to my core if it happened to me in real life. And especially because it's happened in her past before, that would just shake me to my core. But she's like giving him a second chance, so I guess it's fine. But like, no. So yeah, they just also, like I said, the humanity in this book, the realness, the lessons that can be taught just from the beginning, like, insane, just insane. Something in this book happens to Atlas, the past love interest, and she like gets angry about it, because it's so true how our world doesn't care about people who are in need. And this book teaches a really, really good lesson about that. Like, it really like shook me to the core. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get in probably like 100 more pages maybe. We'll see what I can do, because it's like almost done. Like, I could finish it probably by tomorrow, so we'll have a full review by tomorrow. But so far, this book is probably gonna be like a 5-star. Probably. It's so good. I feel like I've laughed, I've cried already, and it's only part 1. So
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car. Leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back.
Oh my gosh, you guys, hi, there's a loud plane going by, and I also look like I just rolled out of bed because I did an hour ago. I ended up finishing It Ends With Us literally 2 seconds ago. I was going to wait to give my update because I look wrecked, but I can't. I want my raw emotions and feelings to come out right now, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm sorry about the airplane. Maybe I should take a pause. So the airplanes are gone now, but I wanted to give my raw emotions and feelings because I just stopped reading it. So I have to look like this to do that. But anyways, this book was so heartbreaking and it was so good and heartbreaking at the same time. I can't even explain it. I have so many thoughts and feelings about this book, but the one that I will say is I feel everyone should read this book, especially if you're a woman. I felt like it had such a strong female, just everything. Like, Lily was beyond like smart, like especially for her age, when they would go like back in the past and she was helping Atlas. She was just so smart and mature, and just like Lily was just everything. She was just everything. She was so fiercely strong, and just like, I don't know, reading about this made me realize how strong women are and what they can and do put up with, and how resilient and strong that we truly are and can be. Like, if you've ever dealt with like abuse or you know, anything really, like, it doesn't have to just be physical, it can be mental. I think this is a beautiful book to read because the ending was just everything I needed and more. Like I said, I told you guys I ended up hating Ryle, and by the end of this book I did not hate him as much as I did, but I still disliked him, and she handled that situation so perfectly. And I think every person who's ever dealt with abuse or is dealing with abuse should read this book because it was so good and life-changing and amazing, and I loved it. I will say one thing bad about it though, because I can't give it 5 stars because after I read it I was just like, meh, about this one part. So this book was so good. Literally, I give it 4.5 stars. I give it 4.5 stars. The love story with Atlas was more focused from when they met in the past, which I liked, but I wish there would have been more connection between them in her present. So basically, I'm gonna give a little bit of spoilers, but basically her and Ryle had like a rough patch. They went through some things. She called Atlas, stayed at his house, and the whole time she was at his house it was just like this weird tension between them. They didn't really like have any connection or anything like that. Like, it was just weird. And then by the end of the book she ends up with Atlas, but I just didn't feel like a huge connection. The only connection I felt was when they were in the past and they were kids. They hadn't seen each other for years. Like, there was no like romantic connection that I saw that like connected me with his character, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't. Basically what I'm saying is, like, the connection Ryle and Lily had, I loved because she was a grown-up, she was an adult, like, they had this beautiful relationship. And then there wasn't much of like a romantic connection between Atlas and Lily as she was an adult, as they were adults. So I didn't feel that romantic connection that I feel like I should have felt. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. But otherwise, I'm going to give this book 4.5 just for that little tiny thing, because I just wish there was more of like you know, maybe like a kiss, and she realized how much she missed and loved Atlas. There was like nothing. There was nothing. It was just like weird and awkward the whole time, and then by the end of the book she was like, I'm gonna be with him. And it's like, yay, I'm very happy for her because I loved them together. But then I was just like, I don't feel like there's like this romantic connection. The only time I felt that romantic connection between them was in the past when they were kids. So I don't know. Read this book, let me know what you like, how you feel about that. I'm happy it ended the way it did, but I just wish I knew more, or there was more of a connection between them as adults. I don't know, maybe I'm just being a little picky, but this book was so good. I give it 4.5 stars, and yeah, I'm obsessed with it. Read it if you haven't already. It's seriously life-changing. I think every single person on planet Earth should read this book. There's so much humanity. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, Lily is just such a strong woman, and it just, I feel like this book could give so many people who deal with abusive relationships just like so much advice, and just, it's so good. It's so good. I loved it so much. But anyways, I'm gonna end this video because I look like a hot mess and I need to start editing. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.